Let's now welcome Megan Briede, Save Our Children Director, to also weigh in on this very sad incident indeed. Megan, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time. A very sad start to the new school term. We've just had a very difficult account of the accident from the sole survivor, who is a young girl. Your reaction to this tragic accident as Save Our Children?
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible to have to listen to a young girl express that loss. And our heartfelt condolences go out to the families. I think what's so important is to make sure that the families and the children, the child survivors, access psychosocial care and support. So trauma counselling to guide them through this process. Yes, it's good to encourage our children and say, be strong, but it's a trauma. It's a massive trauma. And we need to make sure that as adults, we are there to support children who've been through such challenges as well as their families.
You know, Megan, the state of scholar transport in this country, as well as its safety, has been quite a topical point since those kids perished. I'm not sure if you remember, in the Pongola head-on collision with a truck. What do you think is the issue? And what do you think still needs to be done in order to address this matter? And certainly by who?
Well, I think, first of all, we pride ourselves in South Africa have a good schooling system where children can attend schooling. But it's not enough just to provide a school. We have to uphold children's rights by ensuring that they can get access to education, which means transport, and that they need safe transport. And particularly, I think that the best response would be, as we enter into a new dispensation in our government, to really look and map where are the schools, where are the children travelling from, particularly in our rural areas. They're travelling far distances, and it is the responsibility of our government to look at scholar transport and make sure that it is safe and reliable, and that the drivers are properly trained as well and are focused on safeguarding the children in their care.
And then I hear the side of the government. I mean, we heard, of course, Megan, that the new education minister there, Fochville Crash, says this is something that she's very passionate about, and she's going to really look into trying to get some solutions around the issue of scholar transport. So what in this instance then, if government cannot provide a safe transportation for pupils to the various schools, what can parents do? What can communities do? What can you and I do to ensure the safety of these children that are still of school-going age?
I think that it also boils down to a responsibility that we all have in our country as adults. We are known for poor driving, for driving too fast, for road rage. And these are the consequences. Our children face the brunt of the consequences of our actions as adults. And we need to step up and acknowledge that and take responsibility for how we manage ourselves on the roads so we save lives. It's a joint collective action to safeguard the children. Everything we do, we should be thinking, if I behave in this way, how could it impact a child today?
And finally, Megan, just as we wrap up this interview, what is your message to those children that perished, as well as the parents and even the schools and their peers at school that have been affected, and also just to echo that message of support for the survivor as well?
Yes, absolutely. I think our role and responsibility in relation to the people who've been impacted by this horrible crash is to be patient, offer support, guidance, and understanding as children go through a grieving process, as well as the adults around them. So our heartfelt condolences to the families and the friends and the community that's been affected by this horrific crash.